Betsy. May I help you?
Hey, Betsy, sorry to bother. I was getting some helpful advice from the town clerk's office, but when I asked a few questions, they wanted to transfer me. Are you the town clerk?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm Johnny Flynn. I got no problem with Fairfield. I have a lot of friends there, actually. I live in Norwalk, but we're involved in a lawsuit, and it's about the Zuckerbucks that came to Connecticut. Do you know $1.4 million he gave to Connecticut to influence the election of 2020?
I remember.
Yeah.
I was going to
Okay.
say. Yeah.
Well, Fairfield, on his tax return.
What they did was they offered the grants, but it was one of those first come, first served basis. I didn't apply for that.
So you guys didn't get the money that he took a tax write-off for. I have his tax return. He claimed he gave you $19,391.
We received grants from the state.
Do you know how they got to you?
I don't know that, if it came from him or not, but we got funding from the state of Connecticut.
Okay. So you know about it. You're the first one to admit. So that's good. I'm going to drop anyone from the lawsuit that's helpful. Period. But no one has been. I was a candidate for the U.S. Senate in 2022, excuse me. I ran against Blumenthal. I got 57,962 signatures, many from Fairfield, because I went to the town fairs and I went to the Bridgeport Captain's Cove on Saturdays, where the bar is, and people come down Route 8 and have a drink there. So I got like a couple of hundred people from the beaches at Exit 19, like the big beach there. And I just walk up and down the beach on a hot day, and I would get a couple of hundred signatures, but they would be random towns, you understand?
Right.
So I gave the signatures to the Secretary of State, Ted Bromley. And I got 11 times what I needed. I only needed 5,000. I got 57,000. You understand?
Yep.
They sent the signatures out, not me, and I got none back from Fairfield. Do you recall? Does anyone recall what happened to the 12 candidates were blocked in Connecticut from the ballot? By the way, we all qualified. I'm just saying, the hacking software that was used to falsify the election can only handle 2 candidates. So the third candidate got knocked out because of the GEM software, which Fairfield doesn't have access to.
I was going to say we don't use that.
Right, but Westport does, and so does UConn, who falsified the audit. So I'm doing an investigation based on how the money was spent. I found out that it went to Black Lives Matter. Okay? I'm not sure if you're aware of that. But why would they hire thugs to threaten Republicans and then keep a Republican off the ballot, which I am? Now, I understand. I know a lot of people in Fairfield, so I had a lot of people sign my petitioning. But I don't want to get into anything personal with anyone personally, you know what I mean?
Right.
The question is, I talked to the other lady, and Fairfield's been hanging up on me since day one, okay? You're the only person. You sound honest. I have no axe to grind. If I can find out what actually happened, I'd be very happy, because there's 640 defendants in the lawsuit I'm working on, and I got to get rid of half of them just because they're honest. I don't really care. I just want to find out why Cytel, do you know what Cytel is?
What? I didn't hear what the word was.
S-C-Y-T-L-E? S-C-Y-T-L? Okay. Have you ever heard of No Ink or poll pads?
No.
Okay. No Ink is an electronic hacking system that Connecticut has a contract with. Are you familiar with GEMS?
No.
Okay. Norwalk bought GEMS. Denise Merrill and Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysowitz bought GEMS. GEMS is a hacking software tied to Italian defense contractors with servers in Germany that rerouted the Connecticut vote to Germany, to different countries, and when it came back, it was changed. So I'm researching how votes from, say, Fairfield. Fairfield's not a smoking gun in the case, okay? But Colchester hacked the state, Danbury hacked Pennsylvania, you understand? Shelton hacked Minnesota. That's a problem. That's a swing state. I'm saying Connecticut flipped votes in other states, according to the geo-tracking hack that's in the NOINC system that Connecticut runs. So are you familiar with ESS or LHS?
LHS.
Okay, so that's...
They do the memory cards.
The memory cards, right, except that LHS is supported by Soros. Did you know that?
I've heard rumors of that, but...
Oh, it's factual, so...
But see, I don't mean to cut you off, Johnny, but the registrars of voters are the ones who maintain the voting machines.
Yep.
Like, that is all under their purview, not mine.
I understand, but...
So any of that, falls under them. I really, I'm not well-versed enough in that to,
Right.
give you
This is by the way, this is a disconnect. They run the hacking software, and you guys are unaware what they're doing, and they blame the town clerk. Are you aware of that? Every single town blames the town clerk for the hack, when in fact the registrar is in charge of the hardware and software.
Correct.
Yeah, hello. The hardware and the software from Connecticut changed the presidential outcome in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Vermont, so that they got all the electoral college votes. So they changed the presidency, okay? So when you're telling me you're in the dark as to what actually happened, and no one can tell me what they did with the money, but we got to find out what happened with the money.
But as far as that grant, like we've received grants from the state of Connecticut. From what I can recall with that Zuckerbucks grant, we got information from, our association lobbyist, that it was
Who's
available,
that?
but it was something that we had to,
Who's that?
apply for. At the time, or the CTCA president back then?
CTCA?
Yeah. The Town Clerks Association, we were alerted to that.
Right, the Town Clerks Association.
I apply for it. I did not apply for Zuckerberg money.
Okay, here we go.
Received a grant from the state of Connecticut.
The Town Clerk Association lady is Catherine Wall. Is that who you heard it from? She's a defendant. She says she has no knowledge of anything, okay? She's a nice lady, but come on. Here we go. The lobbyist for the Town Clerks Association is who?
Well, it's Capital Consulting.
God help you. God bless you. And I'm dropping you guys today from the case. Capital Consulting.
I did not apply for that particular grant because we had received funds from the state of Connecticut, so I believe it was probably, independent of what we get.
Right. Well, they're claiming that you got that much money, which was the $19,391 to your general fund, okay? The fact of it, the matter is, what you're telling me is you had to apply for it, you didn't, and the money's somewhere else. Well, what they're claiming is that you took it. So there's some kind of tax situation going on. If you can help me, great. I mean, if you can't, I can clear you from the lawsuit in 5 seconds. But what's going on is I went to the feds. I'm meeting tonight at 5 o'clock about other stuff related, but it's one of the attorneys I hope to help me with this case. So what I'm doing is I was running for Senate. I didn't get on the ticket because Fairfield didn't give me any of the signatures back. Do you know why?
When we get petitions, we verify whether the person is a voter in town, and then we submit them to the Secretary of the State's office because they're the ones that determine,
Did you submit mine back to them? Because Ted Bromley says you didn't. The Director of Elections for the state of Connecticut says you didn't send them back. Is there ever been a case where you got petitioning candidate signatures that you didn't verify and you never sent back to the Secretary of State? Okay, good. Good answer. The guy is a lying sack of crap, okay? And he's been fired. Except that he's resurfacing in another office in working for the state in Connecticut, and supposedly he got fired. What I am telling you is that what your answer to me is that you think, as an ordinary response to your oath of office, you verified the signatures that you could in an honest attempt, and you mailed them back to him.
To the Secretary of State's office, the lead division.
Would you have a receipt for the FedEx?
No.
You mailed them regular mail on something that is a, chain of custody item? The chain of custody.
I have a receipt.
Right. I don't care. You sound honest. I believe you. If you can find anything that would be helpful to me, I would appreciate that. I'm dropping you from that lawsuit right now. But what I would hope to find out is more information. You can send it to me anonymously. Let me give you my mailing address. Is that fair?
You can provide it to me. I mean,
I'm at 31 Quintard Avenue. I'm at 31 Quintard Avenue, Norwalk, Connecticut.
Okay.
I think that Rosa DeLauro lost based on the hacks, and I think that George Logan possibly beat Hayes. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I couldn't have won because they never put me on the ballot. Do you understand?
Uh-huh.
But I have some startling wicked information about the 10 million votes that were flipped. And by the way, did you know that Susan Bicewitz set up 700,000 illegal aliens to vote through the Department of Motor Vehicles? And that AAA, which is an insurance company, had access to set up illegal aliens in every town in the state of Connecticut. That's a lot of felonies. There's 450,000 felonies that I'm aware of, and we just started counting them. So what I hope to do in the long run, and by the way, you're dropped. I don't need your full name. I know it's Betsy. Thank you very much. I give you a standing ovation.
Thank you.
If you're friends with anyone who you think is honest that's a town clerk, I will drop them on your say-so. I don't know who you know. But I know that Catherine Wall, who you say, should have information, right? Is saying she doesn't. You were saying that the Connecticut Association of Town Clerks ran the show.
Yeah, anything that we had gotten, back then, it's disseminated through the association.
Okay, is there any way you can send me any emails with respect to that or not? Why don't you look at them and I'll give you my email address.
Right, and I have somebody at my counter because it's lunchtime, so we're short-handed.
Oh, well, you want to give me your email and I'll give you an email releasing you?
And then I gotta run after that.
Okay, so what's your email? Or you want mine? John Flynn 4, the number 4, U.S. Senate at yahoo.com. John Flynn 4, the number,
Yep.
U.S. Senate at yahoo.com. If you send me an email, I'll keep it confidential, okay? I got nothing but praise for you for telling me it's the association that controlled the Zuckerbucks. That's insane.
Well, no, they didn't control it. What I said was any information we would have gotten, the Secretary of the State's office would disseminate it to the association, which comes down to us.
I understand. Cool. You are the best.
Thanks, John.
Enjoy.
I gotta run.
Bye.
Bye.